She's so lovely. Anyway, hello, hi, how are you? I'm listening to music today because that's a thing that I do now. This is episode 2 of Smoke and Mirrors, and I'm gonna talk to you about something. I can't remember what it was. Let me look at the makeup I did. Right, I'm talking about childhood trauma and the ways we cover it up, and nobody will ever know how much it's impacting our lives because we cover it up. What the world sees is this. Ooh, ah, wow, polished, sparkly. We love it. We love that for her. And what's also happening underneath all of that on the other side is internal screaming. Says she's got a trick or two to teach me. I don't know. It is fascinating and sad to me personally how much we are controlled by childhood trauma. And there was this PSA or something that I remember seeing on TV when I was a kid, and it was this thing about childhood development, and the slogan that they would say is, "The years before 5 last the rest of their lives." And they really do. I couldn't remember the years before 5, which I don't know if anybody does, but it matters what happens to you in that time period, eh? Oh boy, it does. Oh boy, it does. And when you're not safe, or when you are... Here's the thing. Safety is relative. So, ironically, you get the thing that I have from not being safe with your relatives. Anyway, just kidding. Just child abuse humor. Ugh. I honestly and truly can't remember where I was going with that thought. Oh yeah, I wasn't safe with my family. Haha, that's how you get complex PTSD. And also, right, you can be safe, like the car can miss you, but your body and brain will register it as a near-death experience, and you'll be traumatized from that. Just as an example. So if there is a perceived threat to the safety of your body and life, then welcome to the club. You might have trauma from it. And no, you shouldn't be over it by now. Because, I mean, do you see this? That hurts. It needs to heal, and until it heals, it's there. What can you do but put makeup over it? Thankfully, it's makeup, so I can wipe it off, but that's not the point. So you shouldn't be over it, and you shouldn't have to cover it up. But you know what? If you feel the need to, that's also completely fine. The whole idea is that you need to trick yourself into feeling safe. That's complex trauma therapy in a nutshell, is rewriting the trauma by actually processing it finally. But if you're not ready to process it, and if you're not ready to understand it and file it away, if it's still terrifying for you to face it, that's when we cover it up and pretend like it never happened, and I should be over it by now. I should. I'm over it. I am over it. No, you're not. I'm talking to me, not you. I don't know if you've heard of this thing called EMDR. I don't know what it stands for. It's in there, but I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen. I think it's eye movement. I don't know what it stands for, but I do know that I am not ready to try it yet because it involves reliving the trauma, which I've been trying to avoid doing. So I'm not ready because I don't know how to talk about this. There is an instance of physical violence in particular that traumatized me. And I'm losing my breath even thinking about the idea of purposely reliving that moment and the following moments. I cannot fathom being able to open that up right now. I can't. Well, one thing's for sure, you can still get triggered post-cannabis. Anyway, it can be tough to live with a secret pain, as they say, en français. But at least I'd like you to know that the statistics for post-traumatic stress disorder in Canada, at least, the last time I checked, were floating around 1 in 10. So it's more common than you might think. And you're less alone than you think. It's just that we're all so scared to talk about what's going on because we're all so scared to be called crazy or attention-seeking that we all just keep our mouths shut, and that doesn't help anybody. So if you don't want to put on a full face of makeup to cover your bruises, you don't have to. I don't. I talk about it openly on the internet because I wish somebody else had. Like 5 or 6 years ago when I was finding out that therapy isn't for crazy people, because guess what? Crazy people don't exist. Maybe they do, but they're not mentally ill. We'll talk about that in a different video. Is the tide gonna reach my chair? Oh, well, I've christened my new place. I just spilled glitter everywhere. Knee deep in glitter somewhere. I f***ed it up and it went everywhere. Only worry in the world is the tide gonna reach my chair. Oh, I was just about to sigh into a pile of spilled glitter. Don't worry, this isn't for my professional kit anymore. Anyway, I'm not here to lecture you on makeup. I'm here to lecture you on childhood trauma. No, I'm not. But it sticks around. There's a lot of things that I find myself worrying about and just remembering suddenly, because repressed memories can come back sometimes. I am out of breath. I am out of breath. Really? Like right now it had to happen. Hey, like now. Now when I'm trying to say stuff that matters on the internet. This lipstick gets more glittery the more I smash it into itself. That's fun. Blue jean baby, seamstress for the band. Marry a music man. Oh god, I'm not gonna marry a music man. I don't even know if I'm gonna marry a man. I don't even know if I'm gonna marry. Honestly, Elton John slaps. Is that a thing I should say? I'm gonna rephrase that. I enjoy Elton John's music. It doesn't have to match. I guess I could explain to you what's happening in my body right now instead of wasting this opportunity to explain to you what's happening in my body right now. My therapist would be thrilled, because half of the therapy that we did when I was, pre-COVID and still seeing her, she would, get me to sense inside and see what's going on inside my body. And right now, my arms are heavy. My palms are sweaty. My knees, were I standing, would be weak. My arms are heavy. There's vomit on my sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. No, there's no vomit on my sweater already. Yet. My arms aren't heavy. No, my arms are super heavy, but it's not my mom's spaghetti, is what I'm trying to say. But really, honestly, it is. It's like totally her fault, because I wonder if that's why my arms get weak. Sorry, sometimes your baggage just unpacks itself. And, no, I've probably had this realization like 7 times, but there was something that she had me do a couple times when I was a kid to prove that she would never do that to me. Make it make sense. Anyway, and it involved arms being very tired. Very tired. And, anyway, the body remembers, as they say. That's what my therapist said. There's this book I've been recommended a few times that I want to read. Somebody pointed out on some corner of the internet that you might be able to find it on YouTube. If I ever find it, I'll link it somewhere for you. But it's called The Body Keeps Score. And it's by somebody who knows what they're talking about, presumably. Yeah, your body super remembers things. The last, week and a half of August is always really, really difficult for me. And I always forget what's happening until I remember, oh, it's the last week and a half-ish of August. Okay. Because it's just always kind of been a trauma landmark. Oh, frick. Did it again. It's always been kind of a stressful time. And then one year it became a huge, just epic trauma landmark. Just wild. So, no matter how hard I try to put it in the past and not think about it and just be positive and try to better myself instead of dwelling on the things that trouble me because they're in the past. Hold me closer, Tony Danza. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. No matter how much I want to live in the present moment, my body perceives a threat that doesn't exist anymore. And there's nothing I can really do about it except for what I can do about it, which is coping skills, medication, in my case. It's not right for everybody. What else? Accepting it for what it is, trying to push it down. It's, like a spring. I'm not the first person to say this, but like the harder you push down on a spring, the harder it right after, And so true. Anyway, honestly, do whatever works for you. I'm not here to, I'm not here. But I am hungry, so I guess I'm gonna end this video now, because who knows? This is your brain on trauma, people. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to be kind to yourself and others today, and I will see you very, very soon.